Hello, I'm Graham Owen with the Fairfax County Department of Planning and Development, and this is a brief overview of the 2019-2020 South County Site-Specific Plan Amendment process, also known as SSPA. So what is SSPA? This is a process that provides an opportunity for anyone to nominate a land use change to the comprehensive plan for a specific site or a collection of sites. This presentation will include a brief summary of the SSPA process, how it works, including the timeline and the parameters, and rules of the road, and how you can be involved at each stage. Before we jump into SSPA, it is important to know what the comprehensive plan is. The comprehensive plan, also known as the comp plan, is a document that the Board of Supervisors, the Planning Commission, county staff, and the public use to guide decision-making about the natural and built environment. The comprehensive plan in Fairfax County is divided into three parts. The first part is the policy plan volume. This provides countywide policies and objectives on topics such as land use, transportation, the environment, public facilities, housing, economic development, and others. The second part of the comprehensive plan are the area volumes. These area volumes divide the county into 4 geographic areas and contain elements intended to implement the policy plan at a more detailed level. The area plans are further broken down into planning districts and community planning sectors for specific areas, such as Tysons, Reston, the Richmond Highway Corridor, and other places around the county. Within these districts and sectors are in many cases site-specific recommendations. The third element of the comp plan is a series of maps, such as the comprehensive land use map, which is shown on this slide, and shows the land use designations that are recommended in the area plans. Other comprehensive plan maps show the multimodal transportation network for the county, such as roads, trails, and bicycle infrastructure. For more information on the comprehensive plan in general, please check out our Comprehensive Planning 101 video on the Fairfax County Department of Planning and Development website. The Code of Virginia requires localities to review their comprehensive plans every 5 years. However, due to the dynamic nature of development in Fairfax County, the comprehensive plan is actually reviewed and amended at a much more frequent rate. Proposed amendments to the plan are scheduled by the Board of Supervisors on the Comp Plan Amendment Work Program, which is used by county staff to organize their work. Some of these proposed amendments are to the policy plan, which affects countywide policies and objectives, while others are for area-wide planning studies for specific places in the county, and others are for site-specific recommendations. The SSPA process deals with the latter of these, in most cases looking at the detailed recommendations for a site or collection of sites. SSPA is a 4-year process divided into two-year cycles. The North County, which comprises the 4 supervisor districts located roughly in the northern half of the county, Sully, Drainesville, Hunter Mill, and Providence, and the South County, which comprises the 5 supervisor districts located roughly in the southern half of the county, Springfield, Mount Vernon, Mason, Braddock, and Lee. The North County cycle began in 2017 and resulted in 4 potential amendments being placed on the work program. Now, in the fall of 2019, the South County process has started. Each cycle of the SSPA process has 3 main phases. The first is the education and nomination submission period. This is the time frame when people may submit applications, which are also known as nominations, to propose an amendment to the comp plan. During this time frame, the nominations that are submitted will be checked by county staff to ensure their eligibility and to make corrections as needed to the applications. Nominations that meet the eligibility criteria, which we'll get to in a minute, will proceed to the screening period. This screening period is when the district supervisors will appoint community task forces to perform a high-level review of the nominations and provide recommendations to the Planning Commission about which of the nominations should be placed on the work program. The Planning Commission will hold a public hearing on the nominations and provide their own recommendation to the Board of Supervisors, which will then approve the revised work program. Nominations that pass through the screening period will be added to the Comprehensive Plan Work Program and proceed to the impacts analysis phase. This impacts analysis is done by the community task forces and staff, who will make recommendations to the Planning Commission and the Board of Supervisors. Nominations that are adopted by the Board of Supervisors will become a part of the comprehensive plan. In order for a nomination to be accepted into the process, it must meet the following eligibility criteria. A nominated land area cannot be part of an active or pending plan amendment or special study listed on the work program. It also cannot be a part of an amendment that was acted upon by the board within the past 4 years. The nomination cannot change the policy plan volume of the comp plan and also cannot affect in a significant way countywide systems, such as the transportation network, trail system, the bicycle master plan, or others. As mentioned earlier, SSPA has 3 main phases: nomination period, screening period, and detailed review period. For the South County cycle, this slide shows the timeline for each of these phases. We are currently in the middle of the nomination period, which opened on September 3rd and will continue until December 3rd. The screening period for nominations will run from January to July of 2020, and then the nominations that are added to the work program will go through the impacts analysis phase beginning in August of 2020. There are several ways to participate in SSPA. The first, and probably the most important, is to submit a nomination. Remember that anybody can submit a nomination for any eligible area. You don't need to own the property. The second is to attend or participate in the task force meetings at the screening phase and impacts analysis phase. The third, review the submitted nominations and Department of Planning and Development staff reports on the Fairfax County website. The fourth is to provide testimony at public hearings of the Planning Commission and the Board of Supervisors. In order to submit a nomination, you must fill out a nomination form and submit it via email or hard copy to the Planning Commission office. This form can be found online or at the back of the 2019-2020 South County SSPA Guide, which is shown above. This guide can be found at the Harity Building, the Government Center, and at the South County District Supervisor offices. The elements of a nomination package include the nominator or agent's contact information, some general information about the property, such as the acreage, existing comp plan recommendations, and zoning, and then thirdly, a statement of justification. The statement of justification is an important part of the nomination. This is a 1- or 2-page summary describing the nature of the nomination and why a change in the comp plan is recommended. The justification statement is used by the community task forces and the county staff during the high-level screening phase. The statement should indicate that the nomination does one or more of the following: address an emerging community concern, reflect implementation of adopted comp plan guidance, better implementation of the concept for future development, which is a part of the comprehensive plan that recommends concentrating growth in certain places in the county, advance major policy objectives, or respond to actions by others or to recent research, including technical planning or transportation studies. The SSPA website is a one-stop shop for all SSPA resources and information. These resources include the nomination form, the full SSPA guide, a web map showing which sites are eligible for the process, and a number of supplemental videos and answers to FAQs. The website also provides links to sign up for the Comp Plan listserv and to follow the Fairfax Land Use Planning Facebook page. As the process moves forward, this website will be updated regularly with additional information on the nominations, task force schedules and materials, and public hearing dates. This concludes the presentation. For more information, please visit our website or contact me, Graham Owen, with the Department of Planning and Development with your questions. Thanks for watching and for your interest in the future of Fairfax County.